I'm Sonia Sharif, and in this week's Wellness Update, we explore how to acclimate to rising temperatures as the summer heat intensifies. According to the American Council on Exercise, it is crucial to gradually adjust your outdoor workouts to avoid heat stress and heat exhaustion, especially when traveling to areas with higher humidity or altitude. Research suggests starting with short jogs lasting between 10 to 15 minutes and gradually increasing the duration throughout the week. Additionally, consuming foods with simple sugars such as fruit can provide the necessary energy for your workouts. Following these guidelines can help ensure safer and more enjoyable summer workouts. We chat with a local fitness professional to gather tips on adjusting your routine and recognizing warning signs.
It can be extra difficult to keep our fitness routines on track during these scorching summer months. Our next guest has been inspiring and motivating our community to stay active no matter the temperature. Let's welcome Lawend Barzenji, personal trainer and group fitness instructor at F45 Training. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, of course.
And when we're talking about working out in the heat, are there any benefits?
Well, I wouldn't say there's any direct benefits from it, but it can imitate being in a sauna, for example, where you're sweating out a lot more of those toxins because you're sweating a lot more during the heat. But at the end of the day, you kind of want to avoid being in extreme heat while you're working out.
Okay. And now, how does our body adapt to when we're exercising in these higher temperatures?
So as far as adapting, obviously sweating is just a natural mechanism that our body has to adapt. So for overheating, you're definitely going to start sweating more. And because you're sweating more, you're obviously getting rid of more toxins, but you're also losing a lot of water there. So that's why our body can sweat a lot, but at the same time, it wants to avoid that. So that way you're not sweating so much that you're suffering from heat exhaustion, basically.
Yeah. What is the science behind that? Why does our bodies sweat?
Basically just to if we're overheating, it just prevents our bodies from overheating. That's why for example, dogs don't really sweat as much. So that's why they'll notice that they're panting when they get really hot. Yeah.
So now when we're talking about, obviously we want to avoid working out in the extreme heat. We hear, early in the morning or later in the afternoon. But what are some tips if, we're, working out in the heat regardless? What can we do?
So as far as working out in the heat, you want to make sure that you stay hydrated. I think that's always the given, the obvious one. But I think it's important for people to understand that hydration doesn't start the day of. If I'm planning on going on a run today in the middle of the day, I don't want to start drinking water that morning. Hydration is going to start 2 or 3 days prior.
Okay.
And as far as hydration goes, you definitely want to make sure you're getting electrolytes. So drinking sports drinks will give you electrolytes, but mainly I always try to stick to water with electrolytes in it. Electrolytes going to help replenish all the nutrients and stuff that you need in your body. So that's one thing you want to make sure you're doing. Making sure that you're dressing appropriately for the heat. So you don't want to go out and wear a hoodie while you're going for a run.
Right?
Yeah, or a trash bag, trash suit, I want to make sure you're keeping it light, thin clothing. For example, when I run, I usually try to run either shirtless or I'm wearing a tank top or something like that.
Yeah.
Besides that, you just want to make sure that you're also feeling good, right? So if you're feeling sick or you're already feeling kind of nauseous, you don't want to be out there running in the extreme heat. It's just going to make things worse.
Yeah, so really listening to our bodies.
Exactly, being in tone with your body, understanding when your body needs to rest or when your body can handle something or can't handle something. You never want to jump straight into the extremes. You want to build up towards it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, what are the signs we're suffering from heat exhaustion or heat stroke? What do we need to look for?
There's a lot of signs. One of them would be a rapid heart rate, but that's not something that I would look for because you're already exercising, your heart rate's going up. It's hard to pay attention to that. The main thing I would look for is one, you're starting to feel dizzy. So if you feel you're feeling more dizzy than normal, you're not really alert, that's a sign you may want to stop, go home, take a break or something. Another thing is goosebumps. So obviously you get goosebumps when you're cold, but you can get goosebumps in the heat. If you're noticing it's 90 degrees out or 100 degrees out and you're exercising and you're getting all these goosebumps on your arms, that is an early sign of heat exhaustion. So you want to be very cautious about that. You want to make sure you tone it down, take a break. Another sign is if you're feeling very fatigued, more fatigued than normal. So if you feel that goes along the lines of being dizzy. So when you're feeling very fatigued, you feel you can't do what you're normally doing, something doesn't feel right or something feels off, you definitely want to stop there.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of these wonderful tips. And I mean, you're a pro, right? You started a run club, which is awesome. So you have experienced kind of all of these things, and you have all these people kind of, you know, under your wing. So tell me about this run club.
Yeah. So running has always been a part of my routine. When I first got into fitness and really taking care of my health, I started with running, and I always made sure to keep doing it throughout all these years. Recently, a few months ago, I was running every day, like by myself, downtown Charleston, all around Charleston, and I kind of got tired of doing it alone. Because when you're alone, you're really in tune, like you're really paying attention to like how tired you are and you're breathing and all that. And I was like, I just want someone to talk to while I run. So I decided, okay, I could join a run club or I can make my own. And I thought it'd be really cool to make my own. Plus, I like to post on social media a lot, so I think it would be a good opportunity. So doing that, I just started my own run club. Posted about it on Facebook, and the response was great. I mean, I think in the beginning we got like 100-something people joining, and then from there it took off. We started having like people show up to the run clubs and stuff, and because I work for F45, they wanted to start their own run club. So they wanted to do a collaboration with my run club. So because of that, people can now sign up through F45, and we're just having more and more people show up, and it's such a great community. Like having all those people out there push each other, it's a great feeling.
That's incredible. Talk about, you know, making some new friends.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You got 100 plus of them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will put the Instagram and the Facebook as the best way to sign up for the run club, and obviously F45 as well. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We're back
Appreciate
in 2
you.
minutes.